went into walk experience. I put my things down, went to place my order, I turned around, and not too long till it was gone. Thankfully, the Good Samaritan stepped up and stopped the group. And I'm like, why? We had just scanned our sibling. And the reason I brought them out was for our sibling. And for someone who lives on the street to come in and just do that is not okay. And I also heard from walk experience staff that the homeless people come in, they ask to use the restroom. They give them the key. Instead of bringing the key back, they throw the key in the bush. And I know PCH is a thoroughfare. It's a straight through. And I noticed when Target was under construction, the homeless would always park themselves in front of walk experience. They do it at lunchtime, they do it at dinner time. And I went to the sheriff to report what happened to me. I was told by Officer Acosta, all we can do is sign up. You're gonna have to go to court, blah, 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 blah. And it's like a slap on the wrist. And he was saying that as law enforcement, they can't force them to get into treatment. But
to go into like
mental health treatment or get them into a shelter or whatever. But recently I heard that Honolulu Police Department is training their recruits to interact with this type of situation, and they're also working with the mental health professionals to deal with the situation, because the majority of the 911 calls that come in are mental health issues, drug issues, not major crime issues. So is there any way that you could introduce a bill or make it so that it's mandatory that those people go and get their help instead of bothering and disturbing people and going in and stealing things? Because now that Target's open, anybody can go in. They can just go in, open packages and whatever, and leave.
Yeah. Well,
with no consequences.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry you had to deal with this situation. You know, I don't know what made that person steal your drink, but you know, obviously, not everyone that steals, you know, needs treatment. And so, you know, I would have to learn more about the specific situation that you faced. But a lot of this comes back to, you know, the gap between the law and the enforcement. You know, I mean, e-bikes are a perfect example. Speeding on sidewalks is already illegal, but you know, you'll probably get your deputy sheriffs tell you that they can't be chasing after every kid that's going above the speed limit on e-bikes. And so that might be a similar situation where, you know, we talked about how a lot of times we don't have the staffing, you know, whether it's processing housing elements or whether it's, I forget the other.
And the sheriff's department is understaffed. LAPD is understaffed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, you know, it's a reflection of the larger challenge of trying to address the homeless crisis, the homeless population, so that there are less unpleasant experiences like that.